just half an hour of getting my head together and my strength together for that moment that I had to tell the kids. Walking in the door to see them and hug them and tell them that their mum had passed away. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever do.
Life and death, today and tomorrow. We're not afraid to talk about the complexity around saying farewell. From the experts at Celebrating Life. Welcome, I'm Kate Morgan, co-founder and head of memorials at Tomorrow Funerals. On the 11th of November 2024, an out-of-control water tanker truck struck a kindergarten class at Riddles Creek, outside of Melbourne. The speech pathologist working with those children moved them out of harm's way, and she passed away at the scene. Her name was Eleanor Bryant. She was a mother of two and a passionate advocate for rural healthcare, someone that we here at Tomorrow Funerals came to know when we had the honour of helping her family. Together, we created a farewell that tried to do justice to Eleanor. And today, her husband Tim joins us to talk about Eleanor, about grief, and about what comes next. Tim, thank you so much for being here today. If you feel like you'd like to share this, I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit about the day, the moment that you first found out, how that happened and what you found out. And
it's obviously something never forget. And I was at work and there was a bit of press starting to come out about an incident in Riddles Creek. I didn't quite put two and two together. I didn't know exactly where Eleanor was. I didn't know that she was at the childcare centre at that exact time. I received a call from Eleanor's dad because he'd tried to call Eleanor and the police had picked up the phone. And he was in a bit of a flutter saying, they can't talk, they can't talk. I said, okay, well, just leave it with me. And then the penny hadn't dropped yet, but then received a call from the local police. And I remember, where are you? Are you sitting down? Now I am. They asked if I was Eleanor's husband, which confirmed. We have something to tell you. She's been in an accident. I remember my words were, how bad is she hurt? They said, no, we're sorry to tell you she's passed away. I was an hour away. Asked one of my colleagues from work. We dropped everything and got in the car and we started driving. Rang Eleanor's dad back. Probably one of the most difficult calls of my life.
yeah.
She passed away. Tried to call my parents. They were busy. And they called me back a minute later. And a series of phone calls to our close friends. And then just half an hour of getting my head together and my strength together for that moment that I had to tell the kids. And walking in the door to see them and hug them and tell them that their mum had passed away.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest things you'll ever do.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredibly difficult. I can't even imagine how hard that is. But right from that very first moment, I can see that your focus is gone external to everybody else. Your children first, her dad, your parents. Yeah. Have you had a minute to sort of focus on yourself since then? Do you do that as well?
Yeah, I can. I've incredibly lucky in the career and where I work with a great friend, Peter, and I knew that I had the support. Of friends and family, and to lean into that. The question about have time to work on myself. Yeah. I didn't go back to work for 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
And that wasn't an issue.
Yep.
And you had the support. So that's one less thing to worry about. Financially, been incredibly supported by an incredible amount of people financially. So there's one less thing to worry about.
Yes.
There's an incredible network of people around to support the kids.
Yeah.
One less thing to worry about.
Mm.
I've had an incredible network of people from the local community running, in the weeks that followed. Running was a vice. I didn't resort to alcohol because I knew that was not going to end well.
Yeah.
Or anything else. I was able to get out there with some friends and run and keep my body healthy to then try and keep my mind healthy. So, yes, again, I feel lucky in this journey. I've got the support to lean on to give myself the bandwidth to do what I need to do.
Yeah. Do you ever think about the truck driver and wonder where things are at with that in that way? I mean, or wonder about how that could have been different or have anger?
No, I mean, no, I haven't spent much time on it. There's too many random variables there. I don't think he meant to do it. Could I be angry? Yes. But what's that going to achieve? Eleanor's not coming back.
Yeah.
He didn't mean to do it.
Yeah.
The probability of how he missed a tree and turned here and there and whatever medical episode he had, I mean, spending my time on building a legacy for her and ensuring that kids are the best they can be and looking after myself as well. So I see anger as a waste of time and energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's the opposite end to positivity. So
yeah. Yeah. I know you used the phrase positive grieving, is that right? In an article that was written about you in The Age?
Yeah.
That's an amazing way to see it at this stage. I mean, I'm sure it's not all easy.
No.
Not, I mean, yeah.
Definitely not. But I guess fortunately or unfortunately, Eleanor's in our life together given me a blueprint for how to grieve.
Really?
And how to be positive, how to live life to the fullest. Obviously, her life was shaped by the tragedy of the loss of her own mum.
Yes, I remember that part of the story. So tell me a little bit about that.
On her 12th birthday, they were running late to the bus. There was a car accident, and unfortunately her mum passed away. That was etched in Eleanor's memory. She lived with a cloud of that, but she also showed us how to live as positively as possible and lived an incredible life in the face of such grief. So
that shaped her life?
That shaped her life.
Do you feel like it was a part of her everyday kind of decision-making and things like that?
Absolutely, absolutely. She lived life to the fullest. There was never enough hours in the day for her. She was compassionate, she was fun, she gave her heart to everyone and anyone and made the most of everything. So it definitely shaped her life. And if I was reflecting on the events and her loss, I think one thing that was innate of her was the fear of the same thing happening to her that happened to her mother. And lo and behold, it has happened. I think that shaped how that fear was just innate in her and made her realise how short and precious life was, and she lived it to the fullest.
It's incredibly cruel.
It's cruel, and we'll call that fate.
Yes.
There's no point commenting on how the event unfolded. It's about how to get on to honour Eleanor, to ensure that that grief that clouded her life and her family and the pain that it caused, to try and minimise that for myself and my children. And everyone around, a network of family and friends as well. And so, that's the power of positivity.
Yes, incredible.
And positive grieving.
And how are the children going with that at this stage?
Couldn't be prouder of them. We've had some support along the way in terms of counsellors. Also, my daughter, who's just about to turn 11 next week, has been doing an art therapy course, and that's been tremendous for her grieving journey, and
wonderful,
with a spirit and a strength of character that's like a mum's.
Wow.
And that's where I couldn't be prouder to see that coming back to life and not be suppressed by the deep sense of grief that we're all feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a time and a place for it, but there's a need to enjoy and be the best people we can be.
Yeah.
And that's
and there are so many elements, my understanding, of grief. There's so many layers, and it's complex.
Yeah. And we're in an age where there is so many resources.
Yes.
There is so many people educated. We're all a lot better educated on it, and it's probably one of the parallels I draw Eleanor's grief. Her mother died in the early 90s, and the way her grief journey was shaped was one of the time, and the education and the support wasn't there, and it was that more a case of chin up and get on with it.
Yes.
And it wasn't, grief wasn't talked about it.
Yeah. I mean, what strikes me about you, just the way you're talking about it and the way you've spoken about it to me on the phone, as a man, an Australian man, Eleanor's dad had to deal with it and he had children. But I believe you said that there was a difference. I mean, I think in the way you're handling it and her dad maybe handled it. I mean, just because of the resources, is that what you think?
Yeah, the resources, the education and the support we have, which leveraging on that to every extent I can. And trying to set an example, and case in point, we're here talking about it, and I'm very happy to do so because it's using the power of positivity, because it has happened and people are grieving in their own ways. And as we know, grief's a roller coaster. It's not a linear progression of getting better or getting worse. It's something I'm always going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to wrap my arms around it and wrap everyone, because there's a lot of people who Eleanor touched, an incredible amount of people who she touched that are grieving too.
Yeah, that's a big responsibility too.
My dad's grieving the loss of two beautiful women in his life. His siblings are grieving the loss of their mum and their sister, their older sister. So, and then the family are all around.
Yeah.
Everyone's grieving.
Yeah.
So,
can you tell me a little bit more about Eleanor? I know you've mentioned her incredible positivity. What comes to mind first when you think about Eleanor?
Oh, just an incredible amount of a wicked sense of humour.
Really? Yeah.
An incredible amount of fun.
Yep.
And an incredible amount of compassion. And she didn't discriminate between anyone. She was happy to give her heart to anyone, be it a homeless person on the street, be it the Queen, be it anyone she came into contact with. She was genuine. She was open and honest. She gave her heart to everyone and anyone wholeheartedly.
Yeah, the thing about the memorial that I loved was the incredible diversity of friends that were in her life. For example, one of her speakers was, the Rabbi Shlomo, was that right?
Yeah, Shlomo.
He was incredible.
Yeah.
And they were running partners.
Yeah.
I mean, what a woman,
And in a previous age, that would have been unheard of. A young Catholic country girl being friendly with a Jewish rabbi from inner city Melbourne. I mean, it's just summed her up. She loved the power of human connection.
She's been described as a hero in the media. What would she have thought about that?
She'd be mildly embarrassed about it all. She wouldn't have liked the heroic status. She didn't want for that for a second. She would be really embarrassed, and I often think about all the work we're doing now to honour her. She'd potentially be embarrassed about that too, but she deserves it.
Yeah.
And I'm pushing on with it. So.
Yeah. How do you want Eleanor to be remembered beyond what people read in the news?
For that power of connectivity, I mean, so it'd be the glue that binds us all together and gives us a positive example of what is possible and what can be done.
Yeah. I've been thinking about her as a mum. Like, what was she like as a mother? Like, just day to day?
Incredible. She had being a speech therapist, and with the framework I've given for how she lived her life, she just had an incredible amount of positivity and openness as well. Some of the conversations that she had with the kids were well ahead of their time. So as I progressed with the kids into teenagehood, all the taboo topics that you usually worry about, they're not off the table, and it fosters that human connection. So she laughed with them, she cried with them, she did all the silly things with them.
Yeah. Is that what you mean when she gave you a blueprint? Did you were you a part of some of that and carried it on?
Yeah, it was just, we were together for 25 years, so absolutely. And she was an incredibly honest and open mum to not just my children, but all our friends' children. So, I mean, being a speech therapist and a behavioural expert, the conversations and the education she's had with some of our friends' children, life-changing as well.
Yeah.
And the impact that she's left on them as well is incredible. So
yeah. You sound very proud of her. What do you miss most about her?
that honesty, she was brutally honest, a way of keeping me in check and
Really?
keeping everyone else in check, but
Yep.
and just an empathetic ear as well. And I feel for the kids that they, I'm trying to fill the void as much as I can, but we just can't, because she was such an amazing person and had a great outlook on life, compassionate outlook on life that bodes well for the kids as they're growing up. All those questions that they're learning about life, I can answer some of them, but
how do you cope with that idea? Because I meet a lot of family. Well, sometimes I meet people who are in a similar situation, and their guilt about that. I feel sometimes, especially more for women, that they feel that they need to be everything, or they can't handle that sort of inability to provide everything. Do you think you possibly can provide everything? And if you can't, how do you feel about that? Do you know?
No, I can't provide everything, but I guess it's acknowledging that it is a failure. We're never going to replace her, but there is solutions.
Yes.
And been made a point of including lots of family and friends and cousins in our lives, which you would normally potentially not do.
Lean on as much.
Not lean on as much, leaning on them to be part of the children's life, to tell those stories about mum. If they have a question about how would you approach this?
Yeah.
One of Eleanor's cousins or aunties or grandparents can, mum, well, I think mum would have done this. Let me tell you about a story about mum.
Yeah.
Here. So it's about just leaning on the power of human connection and the network, which...
I mean, it's a very, a positive but also an intelligent way to approach it, because I think as parents, and this is what I was trying to get at before, is we want to fix everything. And we feel some parents especially feel that that's their job, is to make everything okay, but we can't. No one grows up without something difficult in their childhood. I mean, myself, everybody.
Yeah.
So it's maybe having an acceptance that is their path, that is going to be their story. Is that how you...
Yeah, exactly. And accepting that grief is part of it, and all drives certain things to be, they've experienced the toughest of tough, and life is tough. So it's equipping them with the tools to be able to handle it, and using the people and the solutions that we have, and accepting that, I can't do it all. Yeah. I can't do it all, but got an incredible network of friends, and it's bringing them along for the ride.
Yeah. Oh, it's really amazing.
And I've got an incredible, another one of Eleanor's running friends, an older couple, Tony and Chris, who live in our town, are now the kids' surrogate grandparents, and another blessing from God that they're such an important part of life. They're an incredible part of the kids' life, and they're on the journey with us. And
how wonderful!
I hope and think that they are enjoying it too.
So we held a celebration of Eleanor's life at the Palais Theatre in Melbourne. It was an amazing setting. I was blown away the day we walked in.
I remember talking to you about where we were going to have it, and we're already well progressed down that path. So
yes, it was amazing.
Yeah,
and
it was very fitting. So
what did the day feel like to you?
It's a bit of a blur, just seeing that sea of colour of over 1,000 people standing out the front at the start, and then, delivering the eulogy. I mean, again, proud of the courage my kids had to get up and speak about their mum in front of over 1,000 people as well.
They were amazing.
Yes.
Really, truly
couldn't be
amazing.
prouder of that. And then just the people that came from far and wide. I think after the ceremony I stood in a spot on the floor and was lucky to didn't move more than a metre or two for 4 or 5 hours. So, but just I have a lot of clarity about, in this moment of grief, about what is the right thing and what Eleanor would like to do, and pulling the ceremony together it wasn't that hard, in the sense of, I had a good friend, Hannah, who was a artistic director, a theatre director. She pulled together. She's a tremendous friend of Eleanor's. She did an amazing job.
She did,
having Blake sing, having Shlomo, and again, fate, foresight, as you heard in one of Shlomo's speeches, in one of their runs, Eleanor and Shlomo were talking, and Eleanor said, if I ever die, Shlomo, I'd like you to do my funeral. So,
Yeah.
and just, again, Eleanor being open and the fate element of it just all fitted into place. And having you there as part of the journey as well, a contemporary approach, it felt right for what Eleanor would have wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was incredible. It was certainly among the work we've done, a huge day, and we were very proud of our involvement and in the incredible people that you had around you, as you mentioned, Hannah, and there was live music, and I loved that we were all able to come together and put on something that was so personal. I mean, sometimes I reflect on that compared to a traditional funeral. I think it's, as you say, more modern and deeply personal, which was beautiful.
Yeah, in reflecting, it was just, there was, in the moment of that deep grief, just following a passing, the clarity of what I needed to, what I wanted to achieve to honour her was pretty crystal clear. So
yeah. Do you think that event, that farewell event, was important for your family or for the community? Or
I think it was. I think it's, everyone was blown away. Everyone thought that I was Eleanor's best friend. I was Eleanor's best friend back then. Just to see that diversity of a friendship on show and all the colour that, just highlighted Eleanor to a T. So I think it was important for everyone grieving to bring together that huge network and the incredible amount of people she influenced.
Yeah.
So yes, it was absolutely important.
Yeah. Eleanor's death was covered extensively in the news straight away. What was it like to be grieving while, like, the whole world was watching that? How does that feel, and what was it like?
I mean, in terms of managing the media, again, very lucky. One of my great friends, James Wagstaff, is a journalist himself. So I was able to lean on his help to actually manage the media and keep them at bay. So it just enabled me to focus on what I needed to focus on. So we didn't go to the site. We didn't, until it was well and truly over. We didn't entertain the media.
Yeah.
We were just able to focus on what I needed to focus on, and that was be there for the kids, and had friends and family around me. So I didn't find it that difficult because I was able to just shut them out and it wasn't a focus. So,
so you were kind of protected by friends and things, because it was
by
pretty
friends.
full on, wasn't it?
It was really full on. But I didn't see, it's probably more, I think back now, is all of the kids having access to it because it was all over social media and there. And that was probably one of the blind spots. But in terms of getting caught up with it, I didn't feel too worried about it.
Yeah. Did you ever feel like the media was intrusive or too much, or you wished it wasn't happening?
Yes. Yeah, there was some parts of the media that were too intrusive, and I've still got all reaching out through social media channels. I want to talk to you, and I didn't entertain it, and thankfully, again, with the support I had, was able to keep it all at bay, get out, some information that was short, a family statement, short, sharp, to the point, and left it at that. Yeah.
You talked a little bit about positive grieving. What does that mean to you? And how does it play out?
It's being as open, as transparent as possibly can be.
Yeah.
Yes, it happened. Yes, Eleanor's passing is an absolute tragedy beyond immeasurable belief, but it's about being as accepting the resources we have available, and to accept that it's happened, but also accept that life is short and move on as best we can.
Yeah.
And learning as much as we can from it.
Yes.
Yes, Eleanor's gone, but by God, didn't she leave an incredible impact on people's lives.
She packed a lot into her life.
And she packed a lot into her life.
Yeah.
And it's honouring that, and she gives me the guiding light when I am faced with challenges with the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't feel I've ever been snubbed for an outcome when I encounter a problem, and with the kids as an example, what would Eleanor do? And makes you smile. And being as open as I can. This morning we sat around at breakfast and I told them that we're doing this podcast, talking about Mum, showing them with the foundation we've set up, showing them the social media journey.
Yep.
Seeing all the people that deeply care about Mum and and building that empathy and resilience in the children as well.
Yep. Has anything surprised you about your own grief? So when you first heard the news, was there ever a moment where you thought, I can't do this?
No.
No.
As I was driving home, found out at 2:00, knew the kids be home at 3. I had an hour's drive home. And a dear colleague from work thankfully drove me home. And there's obviously never forget that first 24 hours, the physical shock of the grief. But there was not a moment where, what's ahead of me became even clearer. There wasn't a moment where I said, no, I'm not packing, I'm not packing up here. I've got a beautiful woman to honour and some children and a family that's going to have to go through grief again. And so I'm going to do it as best I can.
I mean, your inspiration, it's incredible just to hear you speak about it. And I'm amazed. And
yeah. And there's one other key moment of grief in my life. My parents separated when I was 3 and both remarried now. But my father, I felt, is still grieving and never quite got over the fact. And that's sort of driven me to the fork in the road. You have a choice. You either get on and deal with it, or there's no point wallowing in because it has such a detrimental and negative impact on everyone, including yourself. So I'm going to remain as positive as I can about it.
Yeah. You've talked a lot about being honest and being open in your grief. So I'm assuming you talk openly about Eleanor daily. Would that be daily?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And how do you keep her memory alive? I mean, I guess it's not too hard, but what sort of things do you have around the home and how do you remember her?
The home, there's been no changes from getting up in the morning. There's still photos of her in our bedroom. There's still her beautifully brilliant, bright coloured wardrobe as I walk to the bathroom in the morning or out of the bedroom. There's still a lot of her pictures around. There's conversations over dinner. I remember the time we did this. Remember the time we did that. Mum would have, how was your day? Mum would have liked this.
Yeah.
I think Mum would have been proud of that. Mum wouldn't have been proud of that. So it's part of everyday life as much as eating a meal or talking about school as talking about Mum.
Yeah.
And it's just intertwined. So it's anywhere that's appropriate. It's not over the top, I hope.
Yes.
But it's just anywhere that's appropriate.
Yeah.
And that helps ground us all, I think.
Yes.
It's not off limits. Talk about anything.
Mm.
We talked, like I was saying before, we spent time recently just talking about the accident itself and how my son's dealing with that, how my daughter's dealing with that. So we talk as much as we can.
Yes. And does that just evolve out of almost natural conversation, or do you
Absolutely.
make it?
Yeah. I don't try to make it as least as awkward as possible, and just trying to make it as natural and so that when they are feeling down or when they're feeling up, they can talk about it. Talk about her.
Yeah.
Never stop it.
Yeah. What about her memory and her legacy in the wider community? And tell me a little bit about the foundation and how that evolved.
Again, it was all sort of a moment of clarity in a dark moment of grief. She was an incredibly passionate speech therapist. She gave to everyone, disadvantaged communities, her hometown where they're not serviced that well with speech therapy, anyone she saw. So I wanted to carry that work on. She, again, used that power of human connection to build an incredible network wherever she went to be able to draw on people for key areas whenever she had a problem solve and network and provide the best service of level of care to anyone she saw. So it was a clear vision. So we had our first fundraising event late last year in hometown of Canamble. It was attended by over 400 people.
And what did you do?
It was again one of her passions, art, with a lot of art that we auctioned from a lot of friends and family had done it as well. So it was very close to everyone's heart.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to raise an incredible amount of money and just celebrate her life.
Was it a great night?
It was an incredible night. And just an incredible community that's been such a part, an opening and a welcoming community that's been part of our lives or Eleanor's life forever.
Right.
And just that community spirit in a remote area on display is one of the most powerful things you'll ever see.
And what's the objective financially with the with that? Where does the money go? What are you raising the money for?
So we've got two fundraising initiatives. We've set up a memorial scholarship, and 2 months ago we awarded our first 3 scholarships, and the parameters for that scholarship, working with another partner, Country Education Foundation. So we're providing opportunities for young children to study in allied health with a focus on paediatrics and a desire to go back to the country to practice their work on completion. So,
oh, wonderful.
Yeah, we've those 3 scholarships are a total of $60,000.
Wow.
We originally only thought we were going to do 1, but this year we've done 3. We'll continue to raise some money, and the second is we're running to improve the accessibility of allied health services for children in regional areas of Australia. And we've got our first conference, allied health conference, in the town of Coonamble on the 15th of June for 2 days.
Right.
We're bringing in over a dozen speakers and just promoting that accessibility and the connectivity of putting these people in remote towns in touch with some fine allied health professionals to help promote, to improve their lives.
Yep. Wow, that's an incredibly generous gift that comes from that foundation.
Yeah, and again, it's not something I can do all myself. It's using the network we have and again, providing a platform for people to positively grieve.
Yeah.
Eleanor's sister, my brother and his partner we're sort of the trustees of the fund and bringing together our various skill sets. Another good friend who's one of my son's godmother, she's organising the conference. We've got some great school friends running the socials. But again, we get together and we get to communicate. And it's always etched in the back of my mind when we're doing things, what would Eleanor have done? She wouldn't have liked the limelight, but in terms of the outcome we're looking to achieve, it gives us a clear trajectory of where we need to go. So.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a place for everyone to put their grief and their energy.
Yeah. Yeah. And continue to remember the beautiful person that Eleanor was. She left us at 43 years old. Incredibly beautiful woman, and that's how she'll forever be remembered.
When you say that you feel that she wouldn't have loved the limelight, but she would have been really proud of that work, do you ever have a sense that she's somewhere?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
How does that feel, and how does it express itself to you?
I don't know. It's just, for me, it just expresses itself in that vision. It's like a guiding light that sets the strategic roadmap for what we're doing and just keeps it all on track.
Do you talk to her?
Sometimes, sometimes. Hoping that she is proud of what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm sure she is. My goodness.
And proud of the kids, and
yeah, I'm sure she is.
Sometimes I wonder if she's going to give me a kick up the bum. So some of the things I'm not doing or doing, but so that's always there as well. So she's, keeping me driving forward, but pushing from behind as well. So yeah. A lot of the friends, we see symbols in birds, and they turn up at the most odd places, and
I've got birds.
You've got your birds on. So
I didn't think of that.
Yeah. So that's been a sort of something symbolic to all of us, friends, family, and the birds, be it kookaburras or blue wrens,
right,
or galahs or something, turn up at the most appropriate or inconvenient times and places. So
I love hearing those stories. I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah, so that's something that we've found symbolic across myself and a lot of friends as well. So.
Yeah. When you mentioned the beautiful bright wardrobe and her legacy and remembering her at home, do you sort of foresee a time where some of those things might need to be put away so that you can move on? Or is that something that you feel?
It's not about moving on, yes, except that it probably can't stay there forever. But again, it's honouring that legacy, and thankfully got a beautiful daughter who one thing Eleanor mentioned to me one day before she passed was, I know if I've got a good dress when my daughter gives me the thumbs up and says it's good. So I think as I work towards that as another task of grieving, of packing that up, it'll be something that I'll do with her, with my daughter.
Yep.
And making sure we're keeping some of those memorable pieces and that they don't become heirlooms, but she gets to wear them. And occasionally my daughter does go into the wardrobe and come out with, hey, look, and Dad, I'm Nellie Finney in Mum's high heels, and walks around and making sure she's part of the process.
Yeah.
And we've talked as Eleanor's family as well. Her sister will be part of that journey, and however we do it, do we move some of that stuff into a daughter's bedroom, and naturally have kept all her beautiful pieces of jewellery and things like engagement rings and wedding rings. I hope that one day that, they can be passed down to the kids at the appropriate time. So it is something that'll happen
when the time is
right. When the time is right.
Yeah.
And again, hopefully it'll be another difficult part of the grieving journey, but it's something that hopefully we can tackle and it doesn't become awkward, and we can talk about it in a transparent and open way. So
I love the idea that in some ways, when with our business we talk about a memorial and a farewell day or a funeral, but I think grieving, there's so many rituals and it becomes almost another ritual, and those rituals will go on. I mean, I imagine it, if your children get married, she'll be mentioned on that day, and there's all those many different ways of ritualizing things, and I think that's so beautiful and it's so human.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's with us forever, and so we need to find that way. And as we approach Mother's Day, and my daughter's birthday's a week before Mother's Day, and Eleanor's birthday's on Mother's Day, so it's always a difficult time, and it does provoke that grief. And it was her birthday and Mother's Day was the day her mum passed away, so it's an incredibly difficult time, but we're trying our best to capture and honour as best we can. And we've organised a run in the local community, which is another one of Eleanor's passions, and we're having that in the next weekend and just getting people together.
Yeah. So Tim, thank you so much for coming in today and telling a little bit about your story. As I said earlier, you're very impressive in the way you're handling things, and I wish you well.
Thank you, and thank you for giving the platform right from the first call to organise a funeral to now to a very contemporary and empathetic and supportive approach to dealing with this journey that I'm not saying it's easy, it's not fun, but dealing with it in the best way possible. So thank you.
Well, we're absolutely honoured to have helped you through this, and we'll continue to be there to support you in it if there's anything we can do. So thanks.
Thanks.
You've been listening to Life and Death, Today and Tomorrow. I'm Kate Morgan from Tomorrow Funerals. If you'd like to hear more fascinating conversations about death, dying and celebrating life, make sure you follow. To watch some of the important moments from today's episode, visit our Instagram at tomorrow.stories. You'll find a link for that in the show notes.